For our practice this week, I wanted to offer just the intention or to move in the direction energetically of finding steadiness amidst the turbulence and waves. And I think I often come back to this intention because there is always going to be another wave, right? There is always going to be some sort of new situation or experience that has something to teach us, to offer us. And like the ocean, like the waves, they don't cease, right? There's always this pulse, this steady recurrence of a new energy coming through and then that shifting away. And so in our lives as well, like there's always another wave that we get to navigate. And so knowing that like this idea of like we're gonna do something or reach a point where like everything is good and as it needs to be, um, is I think us striving towards this like unattainable goal, right? There is always going to be something that needs tending or caring for, or our attention, our energy, and um, knowing that we can use our tools like our yoga practice and our breath and our communities to help us find the steadiness amidst the steadiness of the waves. And I feel like, at least in my life recently, I'm like, when is the pause, right? When is that moment of like, okay, everything is tended to, and like, I don't need to do anything. There's nothing left on my to-do list. Like that, I think hoping for that moment is setting myself up for failure. And so our practice this morning is about that, like finding steadiness as everything continues to flow. So moments of steadiness and flow looks like finding our breath a mixed effort, finding the intention, the engagement in new pathways. We'll lean into some hip opening. I had like everyone I asked, I was like, what do you want to work on this week? Everyone said hips, so we'll dive into that. But as always, let the practice be whatever you need it to be. Yeah. We're going to start in seated meditation. And this could be a cross-legged seat. This could be sitting on a yoga block. Whatever seat feels comfortable and grounding to you is perfect. We'll take a moment to settle in together. I feel like even this morning, my mind is already starting to churn. And so we'll take this time just to arrive to the present collectively. Take a moment to bring all of your awareness as completely as possible to your physical body. I'm starting to notice sensation as you feel your sitting bones start to ground down. So your hips sink into their support. Maybe you find a little shift, a little tilt forwards and backwards through the bowl of your pelvis. Searching for that sweet spot allows you to ground a little bit more completely. And then travel your awareness, your attention along the length of your spine. And as you grow tall through your heart space, through the crown of your head, take a shoulder shrug to open your chest. And softening all the muscles through your face, let your teeth part. Find gentleness to the areas of your eyes, eyelids softened shut. Try to ease the spaces around your eyes, the space between your eyebrows and across your forehead. Then travel your awareness down to your palms, bringing your palms face down onto your thighs. As you continue to feel each and every sensation within your body, begin to deepen your breath. Be sending your breath down into the space of your belly. And then as you exhale, feeling that sense of arrival. As every breath in grows gradually more expansive. And as every exhale gets really slow and steady and complete. We can invite our whole self to this present moment, right here, right now. And use the awareness of our body and our breath. Find some comfort in the midst of the waves and any turbulence that's moving within us or around us. Each moment we feel ourselves getting pulled with the current, we come back to inhale in and exhale out. So as you continue with your breath and to feel into the sensation of your body, you're taking a moment to remind yourself that for these 60 minutes, you have this opportunity to be right here, right now, deeply and intimately connected to the present, aware of sensation and movement and breath. That you can give yourself that gift of 60 minutes of presence. And that will set you up for an even more successful, right, more connected and aware day ahead. Start that practice of noticing here on our yoga mat. And we notice more as we move through the rest of our day. It's through that noticing that we can move more effectively, more efficiently through each and every task, obligation, responsibility, whatever is asked of us. We can navigate a bit more easily because of this time we take for ourselves this morning. And so let's gather our hands to heart center and just sealing in that intention, holding a boundary around the sacred space of practice, and trusting the benefit of really devoting ourselves to this time. Right, deep inhale through your nose. As you're ready, fill up all the way to the top. And go ahead and open mouth exhale as you're ready. Release that breath away. Let's do just one more like that together. A big breath in through your nose. And a cleansing exhale to release. And we'll shift into our Ujjayi pranayama, inhaling through your nose. And then keep your lips sealed and exhale through your nose. Go ahead and maintain your Ujjayi breath. And start to slowly shift into your tabletop. So finding your way to all fours. And just so your shoulders come to stack over your wrists, hips over your knees. And move your hips a little side to start. So you open your fingers across the earth, listening to your breath. And inhale sends you into your first cow pose. Scoop tall through your heart and your tailbone. Push the earth away for that openness to the front line of your body. Then upon your exhale, go ahead and press and curl into your cat pose. So you dome the back of your heart up high again, push the earth away to create that space for the back of your body. We'll take 2 more cycles. So an inhale draws you open, cow pose, take your time. With your exhale, press and round, a slight tuck of your chin and tailbone as you drive the earth away. Final cycle, just waking up the spine. We inhale to cow. Noticing the sensation. And we exhale to cat, press and round. And again, notice the sensation. As you start to come back to neutral, we're going to start to step our left toes to the back of our yoga mat. Okay, press through your left heel, think about pushing down and forward through your hands. First, just starting with a stretch through your left calf, the back of your left leg. And then we'll start to spin open into our supported side plank. Create a kickstand with your right foot. As your left foot lands to the earth, reach your left hand high, nice big breath in. Our first exhale here, our left hand's gonna dive underneath our right ribs, reaching through that window, push through your right hand like you're kind of catting your spine. And then inhale, peels your left hand high. On our exhale, we'll use our core to rise up to our gate pose. So try to go from your strong left obliques to rise up. And then tick-tock, left hand, right, slides down the length of your left leg, side body stretch, right hand reaches up and over. Following an inhale, bring yourself back to your capital T. And then we're gonna adjust our back leg so we're in a modified warrior 2. So as you bend your left knee, just rotate your left toes to the back of your yoga mat. Take your fingertips behind your head, elbows press wide and back. Draw your front ribs gently in so you feel the area around your scapula, your shoulder blades start to light up. And take an inhale. Now keeping your torso square towards the long side of your yoga mat, you're just gonna tip your left elbow in the direction of your left knee as your right elbow slides towards the sky. Again, a side body stretch as we open through the left hip a little bit. Breathing in, use your core to bring you back to upright. Okay, same thing, we'll exhale, left elbow goes towards your left thigh bone. It doesn't need to connect. And then inhale, upright. We'll take this one more time. Exhale, tilt, side body stretch. Starting to open and create space through left hip. And then bring yourself upright. Okay? From here, as you spread your wings wide again, adjust your left foot back to that supported side plank, gate pose position. And then bring your hands out in front of you as you press your hips back into this extended like child's pose variation. Anchoring down to the four corners of your left foot. So you feel your inner left thigh receive a stretch. Now your hips can be as high or as far back to your right heel as feels good for you. You can use your hands to push the earth away. Take one more cycle of breath. Now from here, we're gonna walk towards the top of our yoga mat, just returning to that extended leg tabletop. So you're just gonna pivot on your left toes and your right knee to square forward. Left toes at the back of your yoga mat. Feel free to adjust them if you need to. From here, we're gonna push into our hands, draw your right knee up into your nose, curl up and in. And from here, three-legged dog, inhale to reach your right leg gently to the sky. And as you exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. From the strength of your left glute, maybe draw a hip circle in each direction. So one giant circle with your right knee going one way, and one giant circle with your right knee going the opposite direction. We'll step our right foot wide into our lizard lunge. For this first layer, we're gonna lower left knee all the way down to the ground. And then today, let's rotate our right toes slightly to the right if that feels okay for your anatomy. Reach your right hand forward as you take a breath. And then twist to the right as you breathe out. Right hand's gonna reach all the way to the back of the room. Option to bend your left heel towards you. Maybe your right hand catches your left foot to create that quad stretch, the thigh stretch on your left side. And then really spiral your rib cage. So think about rolling your sternum up to the ceiling. Right shoulder leans back in space. And take an inhale. As you exhale, start to release the twist. Right hand's gonna return to the inside of your right foot. We're gonna keep the right foot wide as we find a slightly wide half split. So to start to lengthen out your right leg, flex your right toes to your face. Ardha Hanumanasana. Okay, once you find your extension through your right leg, you can have a bend in your knee, totally fine. If you need to adjust your hands in space, totally fine. But once you find kind of your first initial range of motion where you find that sensation that you'd like to work with, Think about finding length through your spine. Can you draw your heart forward? Maybe untuck your tailbone towards the sky. And from here, we'll bend into our front knee again. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee so you're in your lifted lizard lunge. And then step into your high plank position. Right foot meets your left. We'll inhale to take a big shift forward. Strong through your core and your thighs as you exhale, lower to the earth. See if you can reach the crown of your head forward as you reach your elbows back in space. So you stay super long through your entire spine as you lower. Untuck your toes once you meet your yoga mat. Power up through your legs, through your seat, through your core. Then inhale to your low cobra. And exhale, find neutral through your neck as you stay elevated through your spine. And let's airplane our arms beside us. Rotate your palms down, thumbs wide to the width of the room. Think about pressing the backs of your hands up and squeeze your pinky fingers towards each other, towards the midline. Shoulder blades draw to center as well. Your back body, your triceps are all active and engaged. Core center strong, legs strong. Take one more breath in. On exhale, bring your hands to frame your rib cage and then lower your forehead towards the earth. Push into your tabletop pose, return to all fours and adjust your knees to stack beneath your hips. And step your right toes to the back of your yoga mat and press back through your right heel. Give your calf stretch a moment. And then we'll start to open up to the right side of the room into our supported side plank. Your left toes can be tucked or untucked as you rotate open, right hand reaching high, big breath in. First, we thread the needle. Right hand is going to exhale underneath you. Push the earth away with your left hand. So you're kind of catting your spine as you reach. Then deep breath in to return your right hand to the ceiling. Using your strong right obliques as you exhale, rise up through your gate pose. Your right hand's going to glide down your right leg as you find the side body stretch, the left hand reaching up and over to the back of the room. Take a breath in and take a breath out. As you bring your upper body to the capital T, adjust your right foot to a modified warrior 2. So you'll bend your right knee and rotate your right toes to the back of the room. Fingertips behind your head, draw into your strong belly, and then press your collarbones wide across your chest. Bring your chin to neutral, taking an inhale. As you exhale, tip your right elbow towards your right thigh bone. So big side body stretch and starting to open right hip. We'll inhale to upright. And then 2 more cycles with your breath. As you exhale, tip to the right. As you inhale, bring yourself upright. Last one, breath out, lean to the right, feel your left side body stretch and strengthen. Try to keep your elbows wide, chin off chest, and then come upright again. Let your arms go wide to a capital T for a second. Adjust your right foot back to that supported side plank variation. So right leg is long, right toes are pointing to the long edge of your mat you're facing, and sink your hips back into your extended child's pose. So again, how high or low your hips are is customized to you. You're going for an inner right thigh stretch. Anchor through the 4 corners of your right foot. Kind of untuck your tailbone here as well, and then take a breath. When you're ready to start to transition, you're going to turn towards the top of your yoga mat. Pivot to square. Again, you might adjust your right toes, so your right leg and your arms like a plank position. As you push the earth away, draw your left knee into your nose using your strong core. Really dome your upper back. And then 3-legged dog, lengthen your left leg to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. And then moving from the strength of your left glute, 1 giant circle with your left knee in each direction. After you've completed your circles, left foot steps to the outside of your left hand, lizard lunge. Release your right knee to the earth. Again, you might pivot your left toes a little bit more to the left today if that feels okay. So finding that external rotation through your left thigh bone. Big reach forward as you take a breath, and then swim it back into your twist with exhale. Option to bend your right heel in, and you can do that like a hamstring curl, or you can bend and catch. Pressing through your right hand, think about actually lifting your heart up away from the ground, and then twist through your torso. Slow inhale. And slow exhale. When we unwind from here, we're going towards that half split variation. So we're going to keep our hands on the inside of our left foot as your right leg goes back in space. Feel free to adjust the angle of your left toes and ankle as you start to press your hips back and extend your left leg any amount. Again, you can always adjust things here. So do you need to adjust the location of your left foot? Do you need to adjust your hands? And then can we offer some extension through our spine? Flex your left toes actively to your face as you isometrically drag your left heel back in space. Thinking about pulling your left heel towards the back of your yoga mat. Just take one more round of breath. From here, we'll rebend our front knee, finding our lifted lizard lunge, back toes tuck, back knee lifts. With intention, with purpose, push the earth away and slowly step to your high plank position. Your inhale will glide you forward, long and strong as you exhale and descend all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes, power up through your thighs, and then inhale, low cobra, lift your chest. And your exhale, can you use your hands to pull your rib cage forward and through? Squeeze your elbows towards the midline. Now, keeping your chest elevated from the strength along your spine, we're going to go to a Sphinx pose next. If you need to lower down and walk your elbows forward that way first, that's totally fine. Otherwise, walk your left elbow, your right elbow to stack underneath your shoulders. Now, make sure that your elbow joints are directly beneath your shoulders and that your upper arm bone is perpendicular to the earth. So you're using your upper arm bones to push the earth away. Your forearms are driving down as if you're going to push all the way through the floorboards to your fingertips. Now, in your Sphinx pose, pull your chest forward, stretch your collarbones wide. Option to stay here, or we'll take a breath in to tuck through our toes for forearm plank. As you exhale, zip up through your center. Now continue to push down through your forearms. Imagine you have a yoga block between your biceps, between your thumbs, and everything squeezes to center. Your thighs are strong, your glutes are strong, your core is strong. And then from here, we're going to take 2 more breaths in our forearm plank. Steady inhale, steady exhale. As those waves and the turbulence of effort go through, we come back to breath. Now, trying to keep our elbows shoulder width distance apart, we're going to walk towards a dolphin pose. So slowly walk your feet towards your elbows, any amount. And then any amount of softness in your knees, think about pushing your heart towards your thighs. So continue to squeeze your upper arm bones to center like you have that block between your biceps. And as you squeeze in, can you also push it down and forward? Pressing your heart up and back, pushing your hips towards the ceiling. Try to relax the weight of your skull. Take 2 more cycles of breath. From here, knees wide, child's pose. Untuck your toes, sink your hips to your heels. As you extend your arms out in front of you, option for prayer hands to the base of your skull. Bending at your elbows, bring the heels of your hands to the nape of your neck. Take 1 breath here. And you're ready to release, so shift into a downward facing dog. So you can just shift through your tabletop, step your feet back and push your hips to the sky. Now think about that same engagement here. Imagining a block between your upper arm bones. Can we find a hug to center? And then push down and forward through your hands to send your weight up and back. Feel the extra little boost of your pelvis. And inhale, we'll reach your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Three-legged dog, take a nice big breath in, reach through your right leg. Right knee towards your right shoulder as you shift forward. Bring your right thigh with you. We hold for inhale. Can you pull your heart slightly forward as you hold for exhale? And then three-legged dog, from your strong center, reach your right leg high, take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, right foot steps in between your hands, this time low lunge. Okay, we're gonna find our way directly into a warrior two. So let your left heel rotate down to the earth. And then hips get nice and earthy. Proud through your chest first. As you inhale, press through your feet to rise up, Virabhadrasana 2. On our exhale, we're going to lengthen our right leg, turn all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat as hands find heart center, so star pose variation. Bending into your left knee, find a lateral lunge, push your hips back in space as you bend into your left knee. Big breath in, drive through your heels, strong glutes, rise up. And as you exhale, take it to the right, bend your right knee, pressing your hips back. Feel your weight in your heels. Strong core, inhale, lengthen through your legs, rise tall. On exhale, we're gonna go warrior two to the back of the room. So just pivot your left toes to the back and spread your wings open. So we're gonna take basically the same kind of movement that we took in our modified warrior two here. Fingertips go behind your head. And you knit your front ribs in, right? Find a lengthening through your tailbone and press your elbows back. A little up and down through the chin to find neutral. And then again, square your heart to the long edge of your yoga mat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lean towards your left any amount. Maybe left elbow taps your left knee, maybe not. Using your strong core, inhale to upright. Again, the goal is not to tap the knee. The goal is just to find that movement. Right? As you exhale, tip to the left. Then inhale upright. You're using your strong right obliques. Last time, exhale, lean to the left. Inhale brings you upright. With your out breath, go ahead and spread your wings. And reverse your triangle breath in. And then as we start to find a triangle pose, lengthen forward, left hand maybe to left shin bone, a block, or the earth. Take a nice big breath in here. On your exhale, we're going to find a micro bend through our left knee. Actually, you can go ahead and bend your left knee all the way from your triangle pose, low lunge to the back. Step your right foot in a little bit closer for pyramid. You rotate your right heel down, squaring your hips towards the front of the room, dive across your left leg. Take an inhale, take an exhale. Option to flex your left toes to the ceiling for a moment. You can also bend into your right knee rather. So you're in this kind of like, I think of this as like a runner's stretch, right? Like track and field situation. So maybe left toes are flexed to your face. You're squaring the left hip back in space as you drag your left heel. The bend of your right knee is just to deepen that stretch if you want to. From here, we're going to place the left foot down and shift into a standing split, leaning into the power of your left leg, right leg to the sky. For today, open your right hip. So think external rotation. Use the strength of your right glute. Lift your right leg nice and tall. You can have a bend in your left knee, still totally fine. And then bend your right knee, open your hips. You're like standing splits at a fire hydrant. If you would like to reach for the bind, take your right hand really wide first. You want to give yourself a bigger base. So Right hand goes wide, maybe come to your right fingertips. And then your left hand might reach up to catch your right foot, adding in the quad stretch through your right leg. And take a nice big breath in here. Maybe head relaxes a little bit heavier towards the earth. On your exhale, you're going to step your right toes all the way back for a low lunge. Plant your palms, three-legged dog. Send your left leg to the ceiling with your inhale. Bend your knee, open your hip as you exhale. Really squeeze your left glute. Really reach your left foot to the right side of the room to open the front left hip. And then place, or rather left knee to your left shoulder as you shift forward. We hold for inhale. Okay, drawing everything up and in as we hold for exhale. Three-legged dog, breathe your left leg high once more. As you breathe out, left foot lands in between your hands. Adjust your right heel to your warrior two position. Once your feet are grounded, let your hips get low, chest gets proud first. And then press through your feet, use your inhale to rise up, Virabhadrasana 2. On exhale, star pose, hands to heart. So both legs lengthen, all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. Start to bend into your right knee for your lateral lunge. Send your hips back in space. Then drive through your heels to rise through center. Big push through your legs and seat. To get to the opposite side, bend into your left knee. Think long spine, proud chest. And then push to rise. Warrior two to the front. Adjust your right toes. Heel toe your feet into position, so take as much time as you need to find the strong roots of your shape. And start by sending your wings out wide. And notice if you're kind of turning towards the front of your yoga mat. For today, really rotate your heart so you're square to the long edge. Your gaze might look over your right fingertips to start. Once you have that set up, go ahead and look to the wall that your heart is facing, fingertips behind your head. Soften your shoulders away from your ears and press your elbows back. Draw your front body in for that lengthening, the extension of your tailbone to the earth. A little up, down of the chin to find neutral. Taking your inhale to prepare. We're going to exhale, lean towards the right. So think side body stretch, left oblique strength. Drive through the four corners of left foot. Again, it doesn't matter how far forward you go. Use your left obliques to rise up with your inhale. Same thing, exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, rise tall. Final cycle, exhale to the right. Elbows wide, inhale, rise up. Breathing out, spread your wings. With your breath in, reverse your triangle. If you need to adjust your feet, you can always adjust your feet. Little micro bend through your right knee as you find triangle pose, Trikonasana. So you plug your right thigh bone in. Think about wrapping your right hip just slightly underneath you. Allow the back of your heart to lean back. So you're working to bring your torso and your hips into one energetic plane. Sometimes people say like between two panes of glass. Then from here, start to bend into the right knee and adjust into our low lunge. Step your back foot a little bit closer in and allow your left heel to pivot down to the earth. So finding that slight angle until your left heel grounds for your pyramid stretch. Dive your heart down into your thigh. And then you can decide if you keep both legs long or if you want to find that variation. You might flex your right toes to your face. And or maybe bend your left knee a little bit as you drag your right heel back. The hands maybe on fingertips or blocks as you push the earth forward and drag your right heel back. Big hamstring stretch. From here, we're going to move into our standing splits again. So start to shift into your right foot. Sweep your left toes to the sky, open through your hips today. So think about rotating your left hip bone to face the left side of the room. Then use your glute med, your outer seat, to really lift and lengthen through your left leg. Squeeze through your left booty cheek. Perhaps you bend your left heel towards your right glute. Again, you can find a little softness to your right knee. We want to make sure we're not putting too much pressure into a fully extended knee joint if you have a tendency to hyperextend. Maybe tent your left fingertips wide so you have a bigger base. And then maybe your right hand reaches in the direction of your left foot to add in that quad stretch for your left thigh. Let your head get a little bit heavier as you take one more breath in. And with our exhale, we're going to step our left toes to the back of our yoga mat, low lunge. Good. Pressing through your hands, three-legged dog. Reach your right leg up and back, full breath in. Adding on for our next layer, we'll exhale to bend through the knee and open the hip. Option for a wild thing moment if you'd like to step your right tippy toes to the earth and open your heart to the sky. Nice big breath here. Your exhale is going to begin your transition back to three-legged dog. So as you exhale, right hand's going to return towards the earth. Use your inhale to reach your right leg to the ceiling. With your out breath, right knee to your left tricep this time. Shift forward and twist. Holding for inhale. We stay for exhale. With your in-breath, three-legged dog, re-extend through your right leg. On your out-breath, step your right foot forward. Warrior two, left heel spirals down. You root to rise, breathing up, Virabhadrasana 2. Right, star pose, hands to heart, pivot, and bring your hands to heart center. Lunge to your left, lateral lunge, sink low. Use an inhalation to push through your feet and rise up. On your exhalation, take it to the right, right knee bends. Inhale, root to rise tall. Breath out, warrior two to the back, adjust your feet. This time we'll inhale to reverse our warrior, left hand finds the sky. On exhale, we're gonna go towards our side angle or our half moon. So you decide if you wanna shift forward to find some standing balance, or if you'd like to find your side angle pose instead. Wherever you are, 3 steady breaths. Good. One more big breath in. And we'll return to our warrior two with exhale out. Windmill down into your low lunge. And right away, adjust for pyramid. Step that back foot in. And adjust the angle of your right foot. Option to flex your left toes to your face. If you find a little bend to your right knee, it's not much, it's a little. That's just giving you a little more room to drag your left heel isometrically back. Into standing splits, shift into your left leg, keeping your right hip open, reach your right toes high, full inhale. This time as we exhale, we're gonna bend through both of our knees. Start to square down through your right hip, then a little Shiva squat. Good. From here, standing splits as you inhale, open back up. Same thing, exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, open hip standing splits. Last one here, exhale, Shiva squat. This time we're gonna stay low, step your right foot back, start in a low lunge, and then walk your left ankle across. We'll take a moment in our half pigeon. So you lower your left shin bone to the earth, scoot your right toes back, and then maybe untuck your right toes. Proud chest as you take a breath in. Option to tip forward to your sleeping pigeon with breath out. Working to square your right hip down to the earth. Think about hugging your inner thighs to center. Take an inhale. And then maybe take an open mouth exhale. Let's do that again. Deep breath in. Maybe an open mouth exhale out. As you return to Ujjayi breath, we inhale through the nose and exhale through your nose. Now we're going to start to find our way into our forearm plank. So bring your forearms to the earth. If that's not accessible, we're going to go through, you can go through a Sphinx pose, right? So you're either going to come down to your forearms, tuck your right toes, and step your left toes back, right? If you need to find your way into your forearm plank another way, that's totally fine. We'll meet in our forearm plank, just starting with a breath. Make sure your elbows are shoulder width distance apart as you push the earth away. Walking into your dolphin pose, hips press to the sky. Again, squeeze in, push down and forward. Can you press your heart to your upper thighs? With an inhale, maybe reach your right leg to the sky. This time, open your hips. So think about that same external rotation like your standing splits. On your exhale, step your right toes to the earth. Inhale, left leg lifts. Open your hips, get your left leg as high as you can. Keep pushing down and forward through your strong upper body. And exhale, dolphin pose. Good. Take one more breath in your dolphin, everything squeezing, pushing, active and engaged. And then child's pose, knees to the earth, hips to your heels. Just take a moment to breathe. We're going to start to make our way back around through second side. So from your child's pose, when you're ready, you're just going to find your way to your downward facing dog. Moving through a tabletop, maybe take a little hip wiggle. And eventually step your feet back and push your pelvis to the sky. In your down dog, follow your next in-breath to lift your left leg tall to the ceiling. As you exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. An invitation for your wild thing. If you'd like to step into your heart opener, go slow as you bring your left tippy toes to the earth, and then rotate your heart to the ceiling just for one breath in. Maybe let your head fall back. Your exhale starts your journey to your three-legged dog. Land your left hand, lift your left leg, take a deep breath in. Left knee, right tricep, shift forward, find your twist. Hold as you inhale. Refine the engagement as you exhale. Three-legged dog, reach your left leg high with your inhale. We'll place left foot forward, a breath out. Rise up through your warrior two, Virabhadrasana two, breathe in to grow tall. Exhale, hands gather to heart as you find star through your lower body. Take a breath, and then start to send your hips back into the right as you bend your right knee. Good. Inhale, press through your heels to rise up. Exhale to the left, lateral lunge. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Breath in to reverse your warrior. And just like before, you decide side angle or your half moon. So you can either go to your side angle pose, or you're shifting forward into your right foot. You're going to float your left leg up into the air using that same outer glute strength and left oblique strength we've been working on. I'm going to use this chair. It's a really nice and high block. As you squeeze to your left side, if stability is a little bit wobbly, look down to the earth to help you out. Take one more big breath here. And then see how slow you can go back to your warrior two. We'll windmill down into our low lunge, squaring up the hips. And then adjust for your pyramid. Step your left foot a little bit closer and rotate your left heel down to the earth. Option to flex your right toes to your face as you find a little bend, maybe through your left knee. Take a breath here. And begin to bend into your right knee. So you shift into standing splits. Left hip opens to the left, full inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat, bend and get low. Squaring the hips, and then we find that openness as we inhale, standing splits. Same thing, exhale, Shiva squat. Big push, inhale, standing splits. We stay low with this last one, exhale, Shiva squat. And then step your left toes to the back of your yoga mat. Shifting into our pigeon, walk your right foot across to the left. Lower your right shin bone down. I usually have to scooch my left knee back a little bit here, but just take a moment to adjust. Really tuning into the experience for second side, right? Not assuming that our second side needs the same thing as the first. And once you're ready, take a big inhale. If you'd like to, you might fold forward any amount on your exhale. Think about magnetizing your left hip bone down to the earth. And feel your right shin bone rooting into your mat. 2 cycles of breath. Just like before, we're going to step into our forearm plank from here. You can always move through a high plank first. I think that's probably the easiest alternative. If you don't have quite enough space to get elbows to the ground, you can go through a plank and you'll just walk it down to each elbow, like how they do like plank up downs in your workout classes or whatnot. So otherwise, forearms to the earth, tuck your back toes, push, and step your right foot back, forearm plank. And you take a breath in, take a breath out. You have one final dolphin moment. Awareness in your elbows, keeping your elbows shoulder width distance. Walk your feet in as close as you can. You can bend your knees. Again, can we actively squeeze to the midline, finding that block, that imaginary block between our biceps and forearms as we hug. Then push down and forward. Can you press your heart to your upper thighs? Feel your shoulders, right? Slide, feel your scapula slide along your back body as you find that push. If you want to, maybe lift a leg to the sky as you take an inhale. Okay, and then as you exhale, that leg lowers. Second side, inhale, lift your other leg to the sky. Head is relaxed to your big push to the arms. Exhale, that leg lowers. Take one more big breath in. As you breathe out, knees go wide like child's pose. Untuck your toes, but right away, rise up so you're sitting on your shin bones. Baby camel, take your fingertips behind you. I like to externally rotate, so my second through pinky fingers are rotated out. Kick down through your shin bones. Send your tailbone forward as you press your hips up any amount. Collarbones wide, heart opens. Really feel the power of your legs here as you use your quadricep strength, your thigh strength to kick your shin bones down into the earth. Glutes are strong, so the low back is spacious. Right, push through your arms, take a breath in. And exhale, hips to the earth. Bring your legs out in front of you. You can plant down through your palms and then find a few windshield wipers, side to side. I do want to take a couple seated stretches before we lay down. We're going to start with Gomukhasana legs. So let's start with a cross-legged seat, and then we'll work our way towards Gomukhasana. There'll be a couple options before we arrive there if that works better for your anatomy. So cross-legged seat, right shin in front. This is a place you could stay. You could always add in the forward fold as we go if you'd like to. You could also go double pigeon. So right shin stacks on top of left. You have right ankle joint directly on your left knee joint. You have your right knee hovered above your left ankle. Unless you're very, very flexible, maybe your right knee is resting on your left ankle. And then from there, our last option will be that Gomukhasana variation. So sliding across, you're gonna slide your right leg across your left, you're gonna walk your left foot over to the right. Kind of wiggle, wiggle until your knees are in alignment. So my right knee is over my left knee, shin split wide. You want to adjust so that both sitting bones are grounded. And I like to use my hands on my knees or shin bones here to really pull me into like nice tall posture, yeah? So you're starting to tilt the bowl of your pelvis, so pubic bone tilts forward, tailbone untucks to the back. You get tall through your heart and crown with a breath in. On your exhale, invitation to hip forward any amount, flexing through your feet. I find with Gomukhasana, especially if I'm maintaining this more neutral spine, I do not need to go very far at all to get a nice big sensation. If I round my spine, it'll be a different sensation. So let's start with neutral just for one more breath. And then allow your spine to round, let your head get heavy, and see how that changes the experience in your hips and along your spine. Take one more breath here. You'll push the earth away, and we're going to just switch out sides. So unraveling, if you need like a little moment here to wiggle it out, that's fine. Left shin will go in front of your right, cross-legged. You could do left shin on top of your right, joint stacked for double pigeon, or you're going to adjust until your left knee is on top of your right for Gomukhasana. Shins are split wide, ankles are flexed. We sit up super tall first, pulling the ribcage forward to find neutral as we inhale. We go forward any amount as we exhale. So again, starting with that really neutral, proud chest. Take one more breath or so. And then allowing yourself to round if you'd like to. And just feeling those two different variations. 3 rounds of breath. You soften through your jaw, allowing your teeth to part. Your shoulders slide away from your ears as you take your last breath here. And you're ready to push the earth away. Take your time to rise and unwind. Scooch forward to the top of your yoga mat. Draw your knees into your chest and then just release back and down. Maybe taking a moment in your happy baby or windshield wipers. Gather a breath in through your nose. And then open mouth exhale, just let that breath go. Today we're just going to send arms and legs out long, making our way directly into our Shavasana. If you prefer to continue with your hip opening, you could take your butterfly Supta Baddha Konasana for our last few minutes of practice and our last few minutes of stillness. Adjusting your arms to be wherever feels most comfortable and easeful for your shoulders. If it feels safe to soften your eyes shut, allow your eyelids to drop closed. Release any effort, any control of your breath. Begin to shift into that witnessing awareness, simply noticing. Allowing any turbulence and waves of thought or energy to move through. But as we lean back into that seat of witnessing awareness, we're able to just notice without getting caught in the tide. Allow yourself one more minute just to be, breathe, and receive. And preserving that boundary around the sacred space of your practice. Trusting that you deserve this time just to rest. This time of rest will offer you benefit as you move through the rest of your day. As you gather a little bit more breath into your lungs on this next cycle, just feel that slight expansion. And then without effort, just allow the exhale to fall away. Let it empty out. And then same thing, let your next inhale be slightly more expansive, a little bit fuller. And no effort, no need to force the breath, just let it fall away with exhale. One more cycle, deep, expansive inhale, filling up a little bit more with this round. And again, no effort, no control, just allow the exhale to fall away. Bringing hands to heart center if that feels true for you. We'll close our practice from here. This last moment of stillness, this last moment of pause before we continue with our days. Pausing in the deepest gratitude of this practice, of all that it offers us for the 60 minutes while we're moving and breathing and embracing stillness, but also for all the benefits it provides as we continue into all the moments of the rest of the day, the rest of the week. In gratitude of our bodies and our breath, we'll take one more inhale together, fill up to the tops of your lungs. And then open mouth, exhale, release, and let it go. And may yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices always serve as our individual teachers, leading us and guiding us to live with greater authenticity and greater love each day. Thanks so much for being here, and namaste.